All right, Mr.Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? This is kind of like an under-the-table story that a lot of people have known about, but a lot of people have not discussed. So, Dallas Mavericks owner Marc Cuban has his picks, right? You might know that. Like, he has his picks of guys that he just loves. And we know he loved DeAndre Jordan. That's why he ended up signing DeAndre Jordan last year. And that was after all of the turmoil that happened a few years ago. For those who don't remember, DeAndre Jordan had verbally agreed to join the Dallas Mavericks, but the Clippers, Doc Rivers, Blake, and Chris Paul reportedly went to DeAndre Jordan's house, locked him in, and said, no, you got to stay with us. We got to do this, and all that good stuff. And he reneged on his verbal agreement with the Mavs, and ended up re-signing with the Los Angeles Clippers. We know Marc Cuban ended up signing DeAndre Jordan anyway a few years later. It didn't work out in Los Angeles. DeAndre Jordan still ended up becoming a Dallas Maverick. And we know Mark has his picks, right? So I think another one of Marc Cuban's picks is Kemba Walker. I have not heard this, but I believe Marc Cuban has liked Kemba Walker since his UConn days. Remember, Kemba Walker led the UConn Huskies on this incredible run through the Big East tournament and into a national championship. Really one of the remarkable 8 to 10 game runs we ever seen in college basketball. He literally was unguardable during that stretch that led his UConn team to that championship. And I believe Mark's liked Kemba since then, and he's a lot to like, right? He's a phenomenal talent. He's been doing great things with Charlotte. He's somewhat kept them relevant in the playoff picture. He's averaging 25 points. He was an All-Star game starter for the first time in his career in Charlotte, the team he plays for, back in February. Great things have been happening for Kemba Walker. This is the most important year of his career. I think he'd tell you that. And it's going to get a little more important in a couple months. Come July 1, Kemba is a free agent and he can get paid. You know, Kemba's only making a few $1 million a year right now. He's not on a great contract right now. And it's time for Kemba to get paid. He will get every cent that he can command, either from his hometown team, which will be more, or his home team that he's been with most of his career, all of his career actually, or he's going to go get paid somewhere else, and another team's going to give him every dollar that they can give him. Obviously, Charlotte could give more, but he's going to get a max deal somewhere, right? The max to the best of the abilities that the team can give. And reportedly, Marc Cuban of the Dallas Mavericks has had Kemba on his hit list for quite some time, even before they got Luka Doncic, right? Just throwing it out there. And he wants to sign him straight up and down this summer. He wants to pair Kemba, Luka, and Kristaps Porzingis. Now, I've been thinking about a basketball fit with these three guys. I'm not 100% sure if it makes a lot of sense. Kemba and Luka, I thought the point of trading Dennis Smith Jr. was to allow Luka Doncic to flourish as the point guard of the team. But Luka's bigger, right? He's like he can play the 2 or the 3. And it looks like they still want a point guard, but just the right type of point guard. Now, Kemba can clearly shoot better than Dennis Smith Jr. He's a better player than Dennis Smith Jr. He can shoot better than Dennis Smith Jr. And maybe they're thinking Luka will have more space if Kemba can make some shots off of double teams. But to me, Kemba and Luka need the ball in their hands to be their most effective version of themselves. And I just don't see that as a great fit. I won't call it a bad fit either, just because when you got 3 all-star caliber players on the court, good things are still going to happen, but I don't think it's a great fit. I just won't call it a bad fit either. But I still can't even call it a good fit. I just think it's a decent fit that could blow up in the Mavs' face, or it could be something great. Who knows, right? None of these guys have won yet. They're all young for the most part. I don't get that fit. I'm not 100% sure about that one, but it looks like Marc Cuban is 100% in on signing Kemba Walker this summer. It's to the point that reportedly Michael Jordan is more concerned about Kemba going to Dallas than anywhere else right now. Reportedly, he's very concerned that the Charlotte Hornets will lose their all-star this summer, because they're going to likely lose in the first round of the playoffs no matter who they play. And unless it's the Pacers, that they'll have a chance there. And they're going to lose their guy. You know, they're going to lose their guy this summer, potentially, to a city like Dallas. I mean, Dallas, Charlotte. I've been to both cities. I love Charlotte. Dallas is just a better city overall, right now at least. And you gotta, if you're Marc Cuban and you want to bring that hype around that Dallas Mavericks team in probably the first post-Dirk Nowitzki era, what better to do it than to go bring in a second top-tier talent? You already got Kristaps Porzingis halfway through the year. I'm guessing Kemba's his next move. Again, I don't know how it makes a lot of basketball sense. But if you're Marc Cuban, you got the money. I'm interested in seeing how it fits. We'll see if I believe it's going to be tough to get Kemba to leave Charlotte. I really think he loves Charlotte, and I think a guy like Kemba Walker, because he's been playing on a contract that's been, I mean, literally discounted. It's like Steph Curry type discounted, the contract that he's been playing for. I believe Kemba's going to want every cent, and Charlotte can pay him the most money, and I think he's going to want to stay in Charlotte. So it's literally going to have to take an owner jawing him away from Michael Jordan and the Charlotte Hornets. We will see. But the report out there is Dallas is going to be heavy on Kemba Walker. He is their #1 priority in free agency this summer. We will see. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now,
Mr.Taliaferro.
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 Mr. Shout out to Mr.Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr.Taliaferro TV.
Mr.Taliaferro TV. Here with the Triple B's. You can't do nothing but win.